Let me ask you a question. What is the most important currency in your life? Is it dollar, the currency that's in your wallet, in your bank account, or is it time? Because the thing is, I just came back from an overseas trip. I visited Europe and I went to Munich, Prague, Barcelona, Rome, Venice, Florence, Portugal, Austria, Greece. I posted those videos in the playlist over here, which is, buying property overseas. Entirely the trip was, looking at different properties overseas and also experiencing life overseas and working as a digital nomad, as a brokerage whilst overseas and serving clients. It was fantastic. I'm now back. And this is my surprising insight from going overseas for about, I think, a month and a half, is that time, to me, is a currency of life. And where you spend your time, which I chose to spend overseas with my family, my kids, and yes, it was to look at different properties, but 90% of the time was to spend with family. The time spent with them is different to if I decided not to go overseas and go to Europe and all that crazy trip, spending all that money, and decided to stay in Sydney and make the most bang of bucks, during the April to May period. That was the most busy season every year. I decided to turn away a lot of applications just so that I could use the currency of time wisely rather than working to make more memories with my family. Which reminds me of a very famous fable that you all have heard of, which is King Midas and the Golden Touch, where King Midas, in his greed, wished everything he touched turned to gold, only to realize it's too late that his greatest treasures in his life were things that he couldn't turn to gold. For example, his family, the time spent with his kids, his own virtue, his own humanity. So this video isn't exactly a freaking video about a mortgage broker standing on the crossroads between, more wealth by writing more home loans or personal fulfillment. It's a video just to reflect upon yourself, is that how are you choosing to live your life? Are you using most of your time to, I talk to a lot of clients, generate more income, work more overtime, get their deposit and buy that home and then repay it and buy another home? Or is the real currency of life how you use your time? Are you using it to generate more memories with your family and not work that overtime? And rather trying to get another property and accumulate more, could you sell another property and then go a round trip around the world? Or, like myself, decide to take a break. Of course, if I spent the last month and a half staying in Sydney, I could have wrote, I don't know, $10-20 million of lending, which I could have got a lot of commission, but I chose to walk away from that and decide that I want to spend my time like what I learned from the lesson of King Midas, is that the greatest treasures cannot be turned into gold, right? It's not all about money. You can't turn your family into gold and then melt it and sell it, right? Your family is impermanent. Sorry to borrow the Buddhist term, things in life are impermanent, right? Things change. We only have about 80, maybe for myself, average 75 years. I'm in my 40s. If I don't go now, when would I go, right? Yes, I'll lose a bit of business. It's fine, because I realize, I don't know where this quote came from, but it's just swimming in my head, is that time is the currency of life. Use it where it enriches your soul. So are you using your time to enrich your soul, or you're using your time just to get more gold, more treasure, just to satisfy your greed or just this feeling of safety? I don't know. Jump in the comments. Let me know whether I made you think.